I think people seriously underestimate the power that one decision can have on their lives. Last year, in December, I booked a flight. That was it. No planning. Obviously, I knew where I was going. I knew where the plane was going to go. But after that, I had no clue. And that turned into 2 of the best months of my life. I spent 2 months traveling around Central America and just winging it. That's all I did. But all I knew is that I needed a shift. And over the past 5 years or so, I know that I've wanted to go traveling. I know that I've wanted to do something like that. But I made every excuse under the sun as to why it wasn't a good idea. I work freelance. My job requires me to uphold a certain reputation. My job requires me to be available. That, amongst other things, I managed to convince myself that upping and leaving the country was going to be a bad idea. I was somehow going to throw myself off course, throw my life off course. Because in my head, I was like, 2 months is a long time. But it's not. And what was really going on was it was something that was really out of my comfort zone. It's something that I've never done before. It was something that I wasn't ready to do in my head. And I kept putting it off. I kept using these excuses. But what did I do? Eventually, I just booked it. I didn't overthink. I just booked the flight and figured it out later. I traveled around Central America, seeing new places, meeting new people, away from all the noise at home. And it gave me a brand new lens to look through at my life. And that has been priceless for me. It led to me realizing that I want to help people. I want to put these types of videos and this type of content out there to help and inspire other people, to share my story. This eventually led to me putting YouTube videos out, putting content out on social media, Instagram, TikTok. Something that I'm not used to doing, especially in a fitness context. I have always struggled with imposter syndrome. I've always felt like I'm not qualified, I'm not good enough. With my music as well, I'm a musician, and my whole life, every stage of my life, I've struggled with imposter syndrome. The feeling of not being good enough. The feeling that other people will find you out or will call you out and figure out that he's not all that. And having the time, the space, the clarity away, like I said, away from all the noise, that imposter syndrome just seems to have dissipated. And it feels incredible. Now, all of this has come from me just booking the flight. I am convinced that if I didn't just book that flight, I never would have gone traveling. And right now, the way I feel, that is a scary thought. The thought that I would never have experienced what I just experienced. I really do think that people underestimate the power that one decision can have on your life. And what have I learned? What have I learned from all of this? Nothing is as scary as it seems. Literally nothing. The thought about something that makes us feel uncomfortable is way more uncomfortable than the actual thing. Fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. I heard that quote and it stuck with me, and it's so true. Half the battle of getting out of your comfort zone is that first jump, is getting your feet wet. Once you're in, you're in. And it gets easier. I remember thinking, I'm a bit nervous. I'm a bit worried about what to expect when traveling, especially on your own. I'd never done it before. And as soon as I got to my first hostel, it was like, oh, this big thing that everyone talks about being scary and life-affirming and changing was just normal. It was only after that I realised how much of an effect it had on me. And I started to settle into it. It was taking that first step of booking the flight. That was the scary part. Everything else I could figure out afterwards. And it's just like fitness. It's just like going to the gym. The hardest part is getting there. Is making the decision to get up and go. Once you're there, you're there. You may as well continue. We overthink everything. We sit on the edge of change, constantly overanalyzing the outcome, thinking about every possible thing that could go wrong. But what does that do? We end up spiraling. And then where are we? When we spiral, we stay still. We ruminate. We convince ourselves that we are better where we are because change feels uncomfortable. I was stuck in so many situations where a year down the line, I had not made a change. I had not grown. And I'd look back and I'd think, I'd be so frustrated at myself because I was too scared to make the decisions that I needed to make. But once you start making those decisions, the decisions that might make you feel uncomfortable, you realize that all that fear was just noise, or at least a lot of it was just noise. Like I said before, fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. When I booked that flight, I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know what it would do for me. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't necessarily know if it was something I actually wanted to do. All I knew is that I needed something to change. I needed a shift. I was stuck in the same thinking patterns. I was convincing myself I needed to get out of this rut. And just booking that flight started a domino effect that has led to me talking to you here today. And I could not be happier. I feel so good. I feel so aligned with who I truly am. And it wasn't a big decision. It was one decision. It wasn't at the perfect time. It was just action. It was taking action when I needed to take action. Did I feel uncomfortable? Yes. Did I want to do it? I don't know. Am I happy that I made the decision? Absolutely. I wasn't sitting around waiting for the perfect time to come because that time was never going to come. It didn't come from confidence. It didn't come from certainty. It came from action. I took action when action needed to be taken. Here's an uncomfortable truth. You don't lack time, you are just prioritizing other things. That's the truth. The classics, I don't have time to work out, I don't have time to meal prep. No, you are just prioritizing other things. Full stop. We create these fake urgencies that take us away from what we really want to do, or at least the things that would be better for us. But the truth is, those are just distractions. Until you take ownership of your time, your excuses will own you. What really matters is asking yourself, what do I need to do to move forward? And then going and doing it. Some of you may be thinking, it's easy for you to say, Michael, you're in shape now, you're confident. Go and watch my fourth video. Go and watch my fourth video on YouTube and see where I started. I started with no confidence. I started with no direction, just a willingness to change. The version of me that you see now was built one decision at a time, one choice at a time. Was it linear? No. Was I making the best decisions every day, all the time? No. But I was going roughly in the right direction. I was figuring it out along the way. And I've got to a stage now where I can tell you that it's possible. It's possible to change your mindset. It's possible to change your body. But what did I do? I went through discomfort. I went through days where I didn't want to show up, but I still showed up. And I held myself accountable when nobody else was watching. And you have the ability to do that too. I can't overstate this enough. Do not underestimate the power that one brave decision can have on your life. It's not going to feel magical in the moment, but over time, it's going to become the moment that everything changed. And if you stack those moments up again and again, you start to build confidence. You start to see change. And that's when you change. Your identity changes. You start becoming the person that you really, really, really want to be. So stop waiting. Stop giving excuses. Stop justifying and start prioritizing what really matters in your life. Book the flight. Film the video. Join the gym. Have the hard conversation. Do the thing that you're thinking about doing right now, that you're putting off, that you're giving excuses for not doing, go and do it. Or at least start taking action towards doing it. The version of you that you're dreaming of is on the other side of that action. So go and do the work. Habits aren't handed out, they are hunted down. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I've really enjoyed doing these videos for you. I'm going to continue making and uploading content. If you have any ideas about other content you'd like me to do, let me know in the comments. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. See ya.